Guys, Southeast Softwash, it is Wednesday, my dudes. I'm gonna work that into this video no matter how many times we have to shoot it. This is take number 3. But just a quick video to cover some things that you wanna keep on your truck or your trailer out in the field that can make repairs a lot easier. There's definitely some things that can and will go wrong in this industry. Anytime you're dealing with pumps and electricity and valves and hose clamps, something will start leaking, something will get cut, it happens. So we'll not call any names, I don't want to embarrass anybody, but we had a guy call us this week and he said, hey, my pump's running weird, it's fluctuating PSI. We're trying to troubleshoot this, you know, in a different state and over the phone. So eventually we figured out betwixt the three of us that his soap tank was empty. Okay, so yeah, that'll do it. But guys, so number one is don't call me until you've done the troubleshooting on your own. I sell a lot of equipment, we train a lot of guys. I absolutely don't mind you calling me if you can't figure something out. That's what I'm here for. But if you call me and your soap tank's empty, that's one silly salmon. When you get up to about 5, I'm gonna block your number because I can't run your company from Alabama. So a lot of this, guys, if you're gonna get into this and you have no mechanical ability, you know that you don't know crap about any of this kind of stuff, you really got to get in your mind that you're the business owner and you've got to learn this stuff because stuff happens. Now, if it's a legit issue, especially with something we sold you, we're going to try to make it right. But most of the time, it's not an equipment issue. It's just something simple. So, hey, my pump's not spraying. Well, yeah, you got an empty tank. My God, that you need to check that stuff on the front end. So, but I'm finding that a lot of guys are getting into soft washing that they've never done anything like this, and so they're struggling to understand what's going on with their system, even though it is very basic and it's pretty straightforward. Again, if you know that that's probably you, when you come to train or whatever, you need to be focused on training. You can't be on your phone the whole time because you're not learning, and you're paying for a training day or you're with somebody and you're trying to learn. When you're there, learn, because on the back end there's not a lot of learning you can do once you're gone. So make sure that you're focused, take your ADD pills that morning and be in the zone, because you don't want to show up on a job and then not be able to do the work because you don't know what the crap's going on. So stuff to keep in the truck. We'll start in the truck. This is basic dummy stuff. A notepad and a pen, right? Okay, if I get a call during the day, it gets wrote down here, and later on I may or may not transfer it over to the tablet, which most of the time I don't. I can usually run the whole business out of this notebook right here. So I mark jobs off as we do them. I've got pending things I need to ship out, which some of that's right there, and we're going to be shipping some manifolds out tomorrow. Skid builds, just what we've got going on. Your notebook will not look like mine, but a notebook and a pen, duh. Okay. Flyers. If you do any kind of marketing door-to-door, if you've got a door hanger or a flyer, obviously keep that in your truck. When I bought this truck, 3 weeks went by and I kept forgetting to move these to the new truck. And we were in a neighborhood the other day and I was like, man, I wish I had my flyers, because there's several really good roofs right here. So I put them in here, and we actually put 2 of these out today, and we got a job off of one of them. So $600 roof cleaning. Flyers, they don't do any good at home. Put them in the truck, so obvious stuff. Back up a little bit. Keep on. Beep, 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 beep. Shh. Okay, when you're running a soft wash setup, I've got 2 spare pumps back here. Now this pump is brand new, so I'm probably going to wind up using it for one of the skid builds. It's never been used, still got the plugs in it. This pump is used, but it's still in working condition, still runs fine. So this is a spare pump. So I've got 2 of them in here. You want to keep a spare pump on hand. It's 150 bucks and 5 minutes to swap it out. If it goes out, your pump for some reason bites the dust in the field and you've got a pump there, in 10 minutes you can be back up and running and 0 downtime basically. So keep a pump. I highly recommend keep a pump on hand. These pumps last quite a while if you rinse them out. This one's been here a long time. It was on the old truck before that. If you rinse them, they will last you several months. However, they're not going to last an eternity. Replacement pump is cheap insurance to keep in the truck. I like to keep a section of hose. This is just some Flexzilla garden hose, 8 or 10 feet, in case I get a cut in one of my plumbed lines. Stuff happens, hoses blow out, it's weird, sometimes it just happens. So having this on the truck gives me little piece of hose there that I can replumb one of my lines if I need to. And sometimes, like I said, that does happen. Moving up here in my bins, I've just got, like, this box is just wand building parts. So when we get a wand order, I've got everything in here, so you won't have that. But little odd and end electrical stuff, little tools up here, screws, bolts, you know, tips for the pressure washer. These little things, the little O-rings that go in the garden hose end, I just like to have a pack of those. Are like $1 for 20 of them. So my hoses where they connect, if you lose one of those and you're leaking water, you can slap one in and fix that problem. This is your best friend. So I've got like 4 big adjustable wrenches, having to take stuff off on the surface cleaner, moving fittings around, quick connects. You're gonna have to have a couple of wrenches. Channel lock pliers are good as well. We've got a a gas powered blower that stays in the truck. And I like this fuel, so it's the non-ethanol, and it's, you know, it's sealed up. So I've not opened this can yet. When I open it, I'll have to be more careful about standing it upright. This is just an old manifold that, you know, we don't use. We retired it, ran it a long time. It still worked, but kind of nasty. And when we just built a new one because we can build them, but it's spare parts. So I've got 3 spare check valves here, a couple of metering valves, and then the just elbows and stuff if I need them. And I'm not going to sell this to somebody, but it's good to throw it in the truck in case something happens with that one. I can skeletonize off of this one. Guys, if you're running one of these from us or anybody, these are $10. Just grab you a couple of them. I've got some up here somewhere, and eventually your check valve may go out, and like this one, that's the bleach line. That's the old bleach line, and it's very stiff because it's probably got a rusted spring in it. The other two, the plunger feels fine. Plunger feels fine. So $10. I ran this thing a year. I could pull this off. It's tight, but I could get that wrench and spin this off and put this back on. But you can't do it if you don't have the part. So you don't need a whole new manifold. You just need to replace the check valve. So spare stuff, right? Here's a brand new one that'll be going out tomorrow, along with about, I think, 5 more. So guys, if you're out there waiting on one from this last order we got, they're on their way tomorrow. We've been waiting on check valves. Normally we're waiting on metering valves or flow control valves if you want to be that guy. But this time we were waiting on check valves. It just took them forever to get to us. So those are going out tomorrow, and that wand's going out tomorrow. What else? You know, a lot of this is just odd and end stuff, tools, channel locks, screwdrivers. This is a must, okay? This is an absolute must. Get you a jug of that. It's like $7 at Home Depot. You will have leaks. You fix them with True Blue sealant. These are a must, okay? Just go buy like 50 and throw them in your bin. I got like 1 million hose clamps. You're just always needing stuff like that. We use more than you're gonna use because we're building stuff. So if you're not building things, you're not gonna need as many. And then we've got, again, more crap for builds, but these hose barbs, right? So they don't last forever. You'll eventually snap that thing off. It just gets old and brittle. And if you've got a spare, you can plug it into the bottom of your wand and keep going. We've got 90s, we've got, you know, adapters, we've got more adapters, we've got quick connects in here. Just stuff that, you know, just stuff that you're gonna need. And I'd rather have it on the truck than to have to go and buy it. I don't want to have to stop, roll all my crap up, drive to the hardware store, spend $3 to be back running and drive all the way back and waste an hour. So if I've got it on the truck, that little boo-boo is a 0. If I've got to go and stop the job to go get it, it's really an aggravation. So guys, most dudes are pretty good at troubleshooting stuff. Let's take this as an example. Open this back up. Your pump is running and it starts fluctuating PSI. Okay, that's most of the time going to be an air leak problem. Now, if your tank is empty, obviously that's an air leak because the tank's full of air. But assuming that you don't have an empty tank, you probably got a leak somewhere right up here where the hoses connect. Maybe one of your drop lines going down into your SH tank, for example. Maybe that's started to develop a leak. We usually do drop sticks on the SH lines to keep from drilling a hole in the bottom of a bleach tank. We don't want to do that, so we'll come in from the top on the bleach tanks. Well, you seal all that stuff up and it's good to go, and then it bounces around the back of this truck for a year. Eventually something may shift a little bit and start getting an air leak. And it doesn't take much of an air leak at all to kill the performance of this 12-volt pump. So what you can do, if you get an air leak and you can't find it, or you're not sure that that's what's going on, pop this suction line off on the suction side of the pump, get you a little piece of hose, stick it over here and go directly to a 5-gallon bucket of water. And if that fixes your problem, then you just eliminated it down. You know the pump's fine, you know everything on the discharge side is fine, and now you're going to work your way back and say, okay, is it the water tank? Just start looking. Is it the bleach tank? Is it the soap tank? You know, where am I getting air in the system? Most of the time, performance issues with the spraying is going to be an air leak problem. Easy fix. True Blue, hose clamp, maybe needs tightening up, whatever the case may be. So just things you need to keep on your truck. You're not going to figure this stuff all out overnight, especially if you've never done anything like this. It's new to you, but YouTube is your friend, because a lot of this stuff is out there, and there's really no substitute for just getting out in the field and doing it. I found that I can go and listen to somebody talk about it and try my best to absorb it, but when I see it myself and it's my money on the line, I'm going to be paying a whole lot more attention. And once you learn that lesson in the field, you'll never have to learn it again. So guys, hope that makes sense. Stuff to keep on your truck. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to cover, so I guess that's it. Have a good one.